Welcome fans of the Falcons to the first round of the NAC, the Northern Athletic Conference Tournament. We are coming at you live from our John Boog Fieldhouse here on the campus of Concordia University, Wisconsin for today's game, the 4-5 game between the MSOE Red Raiders and your Concordia University, Wisconsin Falcons. I'm Bill Miller. Joining me is Nathan Kerner. And Nathan, the Falcons get the home court advantage for today's game. What are they going to have to do to pull this one out?
Well, there's three main things that stand out to mind, Bill. A big one is going to be ball control and protection. MSOE loves to rebound as much as the Falcons do. They're also one of the best, perhaps the best defensive team in this conference. Falcons have a little trouble with turnovers lately. They need to protect the ball against this MSOE Raider team. Second one is they're going to have to watch the foul situation. MSOE loves to get to the free throw line, and in MSOE's recent win against the Falcons, they scored 30 points from the free throw line. Falcons need to play aggressive without fouling. And third, most importantly, they need to limit the touches of freshman phenom Austin Stuck. Coach Sean Cassidy says that Austin Stuck is a definite shoo-in for freshman of the year in the conference. If he's not leading a major statistical category for the Raiders, he's definitely in the top three. The Falcons need to limit his touches, and when he gets the ball, they need to keep him outside and not let him work.
For the Concordia Falcons, they split these games, the two games through the regular season with MSOE. The last game, the MSOE victory, 71-63 against Concordia back on February 6th. So just over a week ago, Austin Stuck with 10 points and 5 rebounds. Jeremiah Erdman had 16 points, and Victor Bonde had 15 points and 5 rebounds. Again, as Nathan, as you said, 30 of 37 from the line, 43% from field goal and 10 turnovers. Concordia was led by Mark Pace, who had 17 points, Brian Donaldson had 11 points, and the bench scored 10 points. In the win for Concordia earlier this year, the bench for the Falcons had 34 points, so that could be one more thing coming out. And that last game, as you and I were talking about before the broadcast today, was a coming out party for Mark Scholes. He had a huge game off the bench, probably his biggest game of the year to date, and he was one of those members of the bench mob that had such a big game against MSOE in the 13-point victory earlier this season.
It's very true, Bill. One thing is true. Concordia and MSOE are two teams that have a lot in common, and both teams have very deep benches. MSOE has played 13 players in 60% of their games or more. So bench points for both teams are going to be a big key to this game.
We'll take a quick break for the national anthem. You're watching Falcon basketball. And welcome back, everyone, to the John Boog Fieldhouse here on the Bluff. It's NAC tournament time, and the Concordia Falcons are just about to set the tip off against the MSOE Red Raiders. It does bear mentioning as well that the women will follow this game at 7 o'clock, so if you have time to get down to the Boog, we fully encourage it for the women's game tonight. The 2 seed, the women are, in the NAC tournament on the women's side, facing Rockford tonight, the 7th seed. Before we get back to the keys, some starting lineups starting with the MSOE Raiders. At guard, a 6'2 guard, a junior from Menominee Falls, John Cording, a 6'4 freshman from South Milwaukee, Austin Stuck, and he will be the one to watch today, one of those impact freshmen in the NAC. Jeremiah Erdman's a sophomore guard from Oakfield, Wisconsin. Victor Bonde, a 6'5 senior from Madrid, Spain, and Jaron Singh, a 6'6 junior from Madison, Wisconsin. Sitting out today's game for MSOE is Nathan Gibson, one of their centers, a junior from Lake Delton. He will not play today. For the Concordia Falcons, on their side, Brian Donaldson, a 5'11 senior guard from Greenfield, Wisconsin. Malcolm Bowers, a 6'3 sophomore forward from Germantown. Mark Pace, a 6'4 senior transfer from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Brian Donaldson, a 6'5 senior from Carroll Stream, Illinois. And the big man in the middle, 6'9 Steve Zielinski, a senior from Brown Deer. So we talked a little bit about how the defenses will have a major impact on this game. Both defenses basically in the top 5 in almost every major statistical category in the conference. But we saw some pretty significant changes in how well MSOE shot on their home floor versus how they shot here. So let's hope for some more home court advantage possibly for Concordia as this game gets going today.
It's very, very true, Bill. The Book has been a very, very friendly place here for Concordia. It's going to be perhaps what may very be the deciding factor here. The big key here is that Concordia is very much a hometown team. They need to let the positive energy in this arena dictate their actions and give them the energy they need to coast over that finish line.
Concordia coming into this basketball game off of 2 straight victories against Wisconsin Lutheran and Maranatha Baptist and a 4-game win streak for MSOE. So neither team dragging their way in and backing into this tournament today. Concordia, the unfortunate victim of some interesting seeding that the NAC does, where the Concordia actually does have the 3rd best conference record, but do get the 4 seed due to some alternate seeding.
Yes, the alternate seating has confused many people here, and there's rumors that there will be some changes coming next year, but nothing has been confirmed yet from the home office. And it's very confusing, yes. MSOE and Concordia, some people think they both got the boot, the unfortunate boot, because in the Northern Athletics Conference North Division, Lakeland, the eventual 1 seed, Concordia, MSOE, all split the difference. Each team beat each other and lost to each other. So a lot of people think these three teams should be 1, 3, and 4, but due to the alternate seeding, they are 1, 4, and 5, and some people think that should not be the case.
The 3 seeds Dominican, they are 7-9 in conference and 9-16 overall, as the tip goes back to MSOE and they control. Courting now between the circles, going straight at Jackson. Outside now, that's Stuck. And now to Bonde. Bonde inside, blocked by Zielinski. And the ball knocked out of bounds, and will go to Concordia.
Steve Zielinski already fired up here, not 15 seconds into this contest. A big block here. As I said, the best thing Concordia can do this early stretch is get the crowd into it and feed off that positive energy.
Zielinski averaging just under 3 blocks per game. That's good for 10th in the country in Division III. Jackson back to Donaldson, now inside. They're going to Zielinski early. Zielinski up, no good. Rebound, tipped up, but nothing doing there. And here comes Courting. Courting up ahead quickly. Guarded by Donaldson, the man-on-man defense for Concordia. That's Stuck outside left. Stuck at 16 in their first appearance. They win for Concordia. That was the only player in double figures. Steal by Zielinski. Back down the floor he comes against Bonde. Shot up and no good, but a tip by Zielinski, no good. Rebound to Donaldson. Outside Jackson. Now give to Bowers, and he will set the offense.
Unorthodox play there by Zielinski, going for the steal.
Shot by Jackson off the mark. Pass up ahead to Courting. Ball stolen away by Donaldson, but they're going to say he fouled Courting on a block. The ball will go underneath to MSOE.
That's one of those plays that can go either way. Good aggressiveness by Brian Donaldson going for the steal here. Concordia showing a concerted effort to force more turnovers than usual.
The Raiders taking the ball underneath. On that last play, we were just educated on why Steve Zielinski is not a guard.
Good effort on his part anyway, though.
But a good effort nonetheless. Pass outside to Bonde. He collects and will set it up. Erdman now with the ball. Erdman between the circles, guarded by Donaldson. Now pass quickly to Stuck. Stuck for 3. Long 3. Got it. 3-0 MSOE.
We mentioned Austin Stuck's the player they want to limit the touches with because he can hurt you from every side of the floor.
Donaldson give Jackson. Jackson badly missed the 3 on the last possession. Jackson up. Foul No good, but a foul. Jackson goes to the line for 2.
Brian Jackson, one of the better shooters on this team here. Go to the free throw line early. Hopefully he sees it a little more often during this contest.
That's the first foul on Bonde. Jackson's first is up, and it is no good. Bounced off the rim and no good. The struggles for Concordia from the free throw line continue. 7th in the conference in shooting this year from the free throw stripe. Second is no good. He missed it long. 3-0 remains the score. We're early here, a minute and a half into the ball game. Courting gets a pick. Guarded by Donaldson. Now give to Erdman. Erdman working on Pace. Erdman around Pace, up and good. And it's 5-0 Raiders.
Raiders trying to work it inside here, but trying to stay out of Zielinski's reach early on.
Kind of used Zielinski to screen his own man there. Pace underneath, trying to get around Erdman. Shot no good, but a foul. They're going to say he was going up, and 2 shots will be awarded to Mark Pace.
It seems Coach Cassidy has instructed his players to hammer it inside as much as possible and draw the foul. And so far, this is the second time they've been here. We're not even 2 minutes into this contest.
Pace in the last game had 12 points. That shot is up and good. 5-1 Raiders with 18 left in the first half. Pace had 12 points in the previous game. In the first game against MSOE, or excuse me, in the first game he had 12 points. In the second game, 17. Second shot is up and no good. Rebound to MSOE, and they will bring up. Courting gets a pick, working his way left between the circles. Finds Erdman. Erdman now to Bonde, back to Courting. Courting gives Stuck, guarded by Bowers, probably one of their best defensive players. Stuck goes up, shot is good. Off balance shot for Austin Stuck, and it's 7-1 MSOE.
MSOE using a 4 quarters here with Jared Singh in the middle, but they're not really going to Singh. They're hoping Singh can push Zielinski through the lane and open up the lane for their guards.
Pace looking for some space, going underneath, ball stripped away, and a jump ball called as Courting got his hands on that one. Ball will stay with Concordia.
That was a good call by the officials, a kind of confusing looking one, but Courting had both hands on it as he was going up there, so either that or call a travel, and Mark Pace certainly did not travel.
Ball thrown away off the hands of Bowers, and it will go back to MSOE. Timeout called by Coach Cassidy. 17-18 left in the first half. It's a 7-1 game. MSOE leads by 6, and so far it's been the Austin Stuck show.
That's very, very true. So far, MSOE has been running their offense. They've been getting good looks here. They haven't been shooting a terrible amount of shots here. As I mentioned before, they're using a 4 quarters, but using the Concordia's man-to-man against them by having Jared Singh lure Zielinski all over the lane. So Austin Stuck and John Courting have an open lane to the basket. And the Falcons so far have not been able to get any offense going this early juncture.
Does it look like to you, Nathan, that the Falcons are trying to test the dribble drive a little bit more, which we haven't seen a whole lot of out of Concordia so far this year on the offensive end?
Concordia's trying to get the ball inside a little bit, and they've so far it's worked from the fouls, but they need to take their time and get some shots in there because in the end, MSOE is going to do them no favors.
Courting across midcourt. Gives Stuck. Stuck might have traveled there, but ball trying to go inside. Now back outside. Erdman is open. Passed it up. Now Stuck. Stuck is open for 3. Good. Nothing but net. Austin Stuck, and it's 10-1 MSOE.
That was Malcolm Bowers' fault. He did not call a switch. He tried to go for the steal, and he left Stuck wide open on that right wing.
Donaldson on the left. Concordia needs to get something going. They're down 9 early. Bowers moving inside. Up and good. Nice move by Malcolm Bowers on the drive, and it's 10-3 Raiders.
Malcolm Bowers doing exactly the right thing. MSOE is fast, but they're not terribly big, so Concordia doing the penetration and dump out is exactly what they need to do to get this offense energized.
Erdman, now Bonde. Bonde, long shot from the top of the key, no good. Rebound, fought for and gathered by Concordia. Up ahead, Jackson. Jackson fires up a quick 3, no. Rebound to Singh and MSOE. Courting across half court. Give Stuck. Stuck trying to work his way inside, nothing doing there. Ball given to Bonde, now outside Erdman. Erdman around the screen. Still going around that screen. Now up left. Wild shot. No good. Rebound to Pace.
Excellent defense there by the Falcons, contesting everything.
Pace up ahead quickly. Shot up good and a foul. That's Bonde's second.
Mark Pace taking control of this offense here. Someone needs to energize the Falcons and get them back into this basketball game, and he's just the man to do it there. That was an excellent move and an excellent defensive play in the other hand for him. That was just good basketball by Mark Pace all around.
So Victor Bonde, who was a big part of the MSOE victory, had 15 points and 5 rebounds, now saddled with 2 fouls early in the first half and will have to sit down. Pace's shot is up and it is good. 10-6, MSOE leads. We have 15 minutes left in the first half. Cording guarded by Donaldson, working his way left. Cording between the circles, dribbling, and now give to Watton. Watton Singh at 15, back outside Cording, now to Stuck. Stuck guarded by Bowers inside Singh. Singh working on Zielinski. Shot for Singh is up and good. Nice turnaround jump shot for Zing, and it is a 12-6 lead for the Raiders.
Very bold move there by Singh to go up against Steve Zielinski there, but you have to admit, for a big man of his stature, he's actually a lot quicker than he looks.
Pace inside working, blocking foul called. And it will be underneath for Concordia, so another foul early here in the shot clock. That resets to 35. Concordia will take the ball underneath.
MSOE is going to keep digging their own grave, but they're not a little more careful in the defensive end.
Ball outside to Jackson, give to Donaldson. Donaldson working on Cording, give Jackson. Jackson at the top of the key, now Bowers. Bowers on the right. Back to Donaldson. Donaldson sets the offense back up, looking for a double screen on top. Gets it. Now underneath. Donaldson move up and no good. Rebound out of bounds to Concordia.
Falcons here still trying to hammer it inside here. Usually a very slow tempo first half team. The Falcons have been there. Usually more of a second half team, but they're slowly finding their footing here. And Mark Pace has been a big reason for that.
Pace top of the key. No good. Rebound Bowers. Bowers is a nice offensive rebound. Bowers up. No good. Rebound to Singh and MSOE. Cording across midcourt. Gives Singh. Singh guarded by Zielinski. Zielinski at 18 feet, way outside of his natural area in the paint. Now it's Stuck. Long three. Open. Got it. Austin Stuck hit another one. 10 points for Stuck, and it's 15-6 MSOE.
We mentioned Austin Stuck before here, and he's definitely a freshman phenom here for MSOE. A team full of veterans. He's the one young man who's definitely stood out.
Jackson, ball almost taken away, now thrown away by Jackson, and it will go back to MSOE. Mark Pace trying to calm his teammates down as we've seen the unfortunate early exits by Concordia early in the tournaments.
That's very, very true. Concordia, like MSOE, has never made it past the semifinals of the Northern Athletics Conference tournament. Both teams are 2-4 in tournament play since they've joined the conference.
Slavinsky in the game for Singh, as well as Patterson, Connor Patterson in the game for MSOE too. Stuck, baseline, forced out of bounds, and he stepped on the line. The ball goes back to Concordia.
Concordia showing some defensive gumption there. The man-to-man so far seems to have worked for them. They just need a little more spark on the offensive floor here. They need a way to contain Austin Stuck, because if Austin Stuck gets hot consistently for a good 5-minute stretch, watch out.
Coach Cassidy calling on his bench mob. That's Keith Caulfelt and Steve Brody into the game for the Falcons. They join Donaldson, Jackson, and Pace. Pace with the ball. Trying to go inside. Jump stop up, and he traveled with the ball. 15-6. MSOE keeps the lead and now has the ball.
Falcons so far very unlucky in trying to attack the lane. That travel was just, it was a good play. Just Mark Pace took a little extra step to spoil it all.
Stuck will bring across half court, guarded by Steve Brody. 9-point lead for MSOE. Look now, Patterson. Guarded by Jackson. Patterson down the baseline. Quick pass outside. Now, ball outside to Wilson. Quick swing. That's Watton. Watton shot blocked by Jackson out of bounds, and it will stay with MSOE. 9 seconds on the shot clock.
Brian Jackson there pulled a Steve Zielinski move there. People tend to forget about him because he's not as tall as Zielinski, but he's a very versatile power forward who really knows how to play on the inside.
Slavinsky hits the ball. Give back. Stuck. Long three. Got it. Another three for Stuck, and it's 18-6 MSOE.
Falcons just need to find an answer to Austin Stuck. They still have not found it. They just need to keep him contained, but he keeps shooting threes all day. This gap is just going to get bigger and bigger.
Stuck hasn't missed. He's got 13 points so far. Brody. Jackson inside. Pace. Pace working on the inside. Shot up and good. Nice move by Mark Pace, and it's 18-8 MSOE.
Mark Pace is a small forward, technically on the roster, but his quickness allows him to move inside. You could run a four quarters offense off him the way he moves.
Wilson up ahead. Might have dragged his feet, but ball goes inside to Patterson and out of bounds. Patterson did step on the line. Ball back to Concordia.
Concordia ramping up its man-to-man defense a little bit, trying to force MSOE to make some errors, because that's the way they're probably going to be able to get back in this game, down by 10. I mean, it's still early in the juncture, but you want to spoil MSOE's offensive attack now, so Austin Stuck isn't looking at the basket every possession.
Stuck out of the game, surprisingly, for MSOE, as Erdman checks back in for him, and Courting is also in the game for Wilson. Inside, Keith Caulfield working on Patterson, and he traveled.
Keith Caulfield made the mistake of picking up his dribble when he saw the defender, and he still wanted to try to work it inside, but once you pick up your dribble, it's a little too late.
18-8, MSOE leads. Up ahead now, it's Erdman. Give to Courting. Courting on the right, guarded by Casey Kegley. Courting still with the ball between the circles. Kegley giving him a lot of space. Now Slavinsky. Give to Patterson. Patterson threw the ball away. Ball goes back to Concordia.
Falcons still running their man-to-man here. It's cost them some play with Austin Stuck out of there. Concordia able to use it to force yet another turnover here. They've been doing pretty well so far, as long as Austin Stuck is not touching the basketball or is not on the court.
Unfortunately, he's made every shot he's taken. It's 18-8, and Brody loses the ball, and it's across half court, and that'll be an over and back.
Miscommunication there by the Falcons. One player thought he was setting a screen, another thought he was a cutter.
Some sloppy basketball in the last minute and a half for Concordia. It remains a 10-point lead for the Raiders. The fans in the booth have nothing to cheer about right now. Courting guarded by Kegley. Now Kegley ramps up the man-to-man. Inside Slavinsky at 15. Back to Courting. Courting driving on Kegley. Pulls up. Ball trying to go to Slavinsky. Ball taken away and back to MSOE. Here's Erdman. Give to Courting.
You have to admire the way the endurance is tested for this Falcons defense.
And the shot clock, Patterson goes up and he traveled with the ball.
So with the amount of movement this Concordia defense does on man-to-man, you have to admire their endurance and their willingness to stay with the play and force yet another turnover by MSOE.
Turnovers on all the last four possessions for each team. Mass substitutions here. Singh into the game as well as Stuck. And I believe that's Verdon in the game as well. It is. It's Nathan Verdon, a sophomore from Dearborn, Michigan. Caulfield, Kegley, between the circles, running around a screen. Give to Brody, back to Kegley. Kegley working inside. Give Mark Scholes. Scholes up and might have been fouled. No good. Rebound Scholes, no good. Rebound Caulfield. Ball knocked out of his hands and gathered by MSOE. Here comes John Courting. Courting up ahead around the player. Now cut off by Kamara. Back to Singh. Singh, no good. Rebound Kamara. And Boubacar Kamara ripped that one down.
Good hustle and physical play by the Falcons bench players.
The entire bench mob had Kegley, long three, got it, Casey Kegley, and it's 18-11. MSOE leads by 7.
That is a spark the Falcons needed there, and it was a well-earned 3 points, Bill.
Courting, guarded by Kegley. Now the students starting to get into it. Singh at the top of the key, well away from his range. Trying to look inside, nothing there. Give back to Courting on the left. 18 of the shot clock. Courting around a screen. Corning at 17. Picks up his dribble. Ball stolen away and stolen back. Verdon gave it to Stuck. Stuck long three. No good. Rebound to Concordia.
Here, Concordia's going to try to push it, get some more points on the board.
Scholes. Give Kamara. Kamara 17 feet. No good. Rebound long to Brody. Now Kegley. Thought about it. Passed it up. Back to Brody. Brody fires up a three. No, he airballed it. Inside. Caulfield gets the rebound and puts it in.
The Concordia bench mob has finally found their rhythm. Bill, excellent defensive effort. And you have to watch now that's on the defensive end how close Steve Brody is playing Austin Stuck. Not letting him even so much as see the basketball, let alone touch it.
So good defense played so far. After a 10-point lead that MSOE raced out to, it's a 5-0 run for Concordia, and it's an 18-13 ball game as Stuck missed his first three-pointer, and some great defense played on the man-to-man by Concordia in the last one. And as we were talking about before the game, the bench for Concordia contributing 5 early points. They had 10 points in all the last game against MSOE in that loss.
Well, a big reason the bench is so essential to this team, Bill, is the fact that Steve Zielinski and Mark Pace and Brian Jackson alike play such a huge role in this offense that when they don't get off to a good start, the team's offense can completely stagnate. They need players who can get in there and make things happen until Zielinski and Jackson and the like can get their rhythm back and get in there and contribute. And they have plenty of weapons on that bench, and they're deploying them all very effectively here in this middle stretch of the first half.
Cording got away from Kegley. Cording right up the floor. Give to Stuck long two. Got it. Easy deuce for Stuck, and it's 20-13 Raiders.
Cording drove quickly to try to draw Brody away from Stuck, so he had the shot.
Foul on Brody as he is frustrated, slams the ball down in frustration, and gives the ball to the referee as the ball was stolen by Stuck, and Brody fouled him to prevent the fast break.
Good foul by Brody. He needs to watch how he reacts a little bit more. Some officials are letting it slide, but some officials will not tolerate even a one frustrated slam into the court that way. He needs to take a deep breath and keep his focus and stay on Stuck.
Cooler heads must prevail. Cording, and an offensive foul.
Screen. That was an illegal screen right there.
That's Nathan Verdon with an illegal screen. The ball goes back to Concordia, and Brody did a nice job selling it as well.
MSOE has been throwing a lot of screens Stuck's way to try to get Brody, because Brody is playing Stuck like his hand is in his pocket. That was a foul. It could have gone either way, but the shoulder that hit Brody right in dead center was the tiebreaker right there.
Scholes inside Kamara, ball thrown away. Caulfield gathers and saves it, but right to MSOE. Down the floor. That's Cording. Forces one up, no good. Rebound. Scholes fighting for it on the floor, and they're going to say he traveled.
Frustration starting to show here for this Falcons offense. They're hustling a lot, but the calls are not going their way. I'm not saying the officials have a bend for them, but it's just been a lot of situations where it's an official's judgment call, and I can't say the officials have really made a wrong call this game yet.
Slavinsky in the game for Verdon. It's been a physical game so far, and Kegley's going to be called for a foul on the inbound as he got his arms around Jeremiah Erdman. So Kegley's first foul.
A lot of frustration coming from the fact that MSOE is setting a lot of screens in an attempt to open up Austin Stuck, because the Falcons love to play that really tough man-to-man. So screening is the only way they can get anyone open now.
Ball tipped and almost gathers. Slavinsky gathers instead. Here comes Cording. Cording down the lane. Shot up and good for John Cording, and bodies are flying all over the floor. It's 22-13 Raiders.
Well, it's conference tourney time. You don't expect anything less than 100% complete hustle.
Caulfield looking for some help. Give to Kegley. Kegley dribbles around. Now it's Brody. Brody dribbling the sideline. Brody up, and he passes to Scholes. Open three. No good. Rebound. Out to MSOE.
Good offensive move there by the Falcons. Shot just didn't fall. And it looks like some of the starters are coming back in to give Concordia a little more of a spark that seems to worn out on this bench crew.
Slavinsky throws the ball away right into the hands of Brian Jackson, who's sitting comfortably on the bench. Ball goes back to Concordia. Into the game for the Falcons, the entire starting offense. Bowers, Zielinski, Donaldson, Jackson, and Pace.
It's probably a good move here. The amount of physical play going on in this game is wearing out a lot of these players very quickly. I would be surprised if Sean Cassidy just keeps substituting at an alarming rate to keep his players as fresh as possible for the home stretch.
Jackson with the ball outside left, guarded by Slavinsky. Now give Zielinski. Now Donaldson, right back to Zielinski inside. Zielinski looking for some help. Now give Pace. Pace looking for Zielinski underneath. Gets it. into Zielinski. Ball tipped away, though, by Singh. Outside and a push called on Slavinsky. That will be a foul on MSOE, and it will bail out Concordia.
Foul number 45, Slavinsky. His first.
Shot clock was at 10, now goes back to 35. Looking inside, trying to give Bowers, nothing there, but give outside to Jackson. Jackson guarded by Slavinsky. Now Zielinski, long two for the big man, no good. Rebound tipped up by Bowers and gathered by Pace. Pace fires up a three from the corner. No, in and out. Singh rebounds.
Odd offensive choice there for the Falcons, but I think Zielinski took a shot because he saw that Bowers and Pace were in position for the rebound. It's kind of risky to take in a game like this.
Stuck, guarded by Bowers. Looking inside, nothing there. Give to Watton. Now to Slavinsky. Might have dragged the pivot foot there. Outside Courting. Courting gets a pick. Around it. 7 feet. No good. Rebound. Slavinsky gathers. Slavinsky up and good. Got that rebound right over Donaldson. It's an 11-point lead for MSOE.
Another thing MSOE is doing right, they're rotating their offense enough, so once again, Steve Zielinski's out of position when there's time to rebound.
Donaldson looking to go inside, but nothing there. Now back to Donaldson. Now Bowers. Bowers up ahead. Bowers up and good. Malcolm Bowers fights underneath around stuck in Singh, and it's 24-15. 24-15 Raiders. An illegal pick. Let's see what they call here. Donaldson was absolutely flattened by Jaron Singh. And it is an illegal screen. Ball will go back to Concordia.
That is the right call there, Jaron Singh. He might have had position, but he was a little forceful in that pick, especially considering the size difference there. He flattened Donaldson.
The only way, and his back was to us, the only way that would have been an illegal screen is if he moved his arms, because he was standing still. But he might have put a forearm into Donaldson on that bin. There have been a lot of hard screens, the ball thrown away and gathered by Bonde.
I do believe Singh leaned into the screen, which was the deciding factor right there for the official.
That would have been the call. Ball outside to Randlinger. Now Bonde with 2 fouls. Give to Erdman. Erdman at 15 going inside. Gets Zielinski up, and Zielinski just drags him back down to get that foul instead of the easy 2.
Well, Zielinski came down with 2 hands instead of 1. That was another deciding factor here, and that was a situation where you're screwed either way. He got you to go up before he took the shot, and you came down on top of him. The official was going to call something.
Erdman's first is up, and it is good. Kamara, Scholes, Brody, and Caulfield all into the game. The only one staying on the floor. Nope, and Donaldson's out now too. So they bring an entirely new 5 in to the game for Concordia.
Coach Sean Cassidy trying to get his starters maintain their focus and catch their breath.
Second shot is out, in and out, no good. Rebound, up and good for Patterson. It's a 12-point lead for MSOE.
No lead safe here, but MSOE so far doing everything they need to. Falcons really need to open up these last 5 minutes and get some points on the board. Remind MSOE just who they are.
Brody with the ball outside right, give Caulfield. Caulfield now swing over to Scholes. Scholes looking for some room. Ball tipped away by Patterson, but will stay with Concordia.
So far, it's very frustrating for the Falcons. They've had a very physical game, and they have gotten their share of fouls called in their favor. But when you're getting bumped around in a game of basketball, it can be really, really frustrating to any team's mentality.
Scholes, now Kegley, back to Scholes. Now Kegley, long 3, good! Casey Kegley got it again. 27-18, Concordia down 9.
Once again, Concordia going for the big play to try to add a little spark to their offense here. Now they need a big stop here if they want to catch MSOE these last 5 minutes.
Erdman. Outside right. Students are into it now. Bonde with the ball outside left. Now Randlinger. Randlinger inside. Looking for Patterson. Patterson on Kamara. Patterson now back outside Erdman. Now quickly to Randlinger. Randlinger at 15. Goes back outside to Bonde. Bonde looking to drive. Bonde pushes off a little bit. Now inside Patterson up and no good. Rebound to Kamara.
Falcons dodged a bullet right there.
Steve Brody. Ball underneath quickly. Now Kamara. Kegley fires up another 3. That'll be off. No good long. Ball off of Erdman's hands. They're going to say Kamara hit it out of bounds.
I knew a play would come where I slightly disagree with the official. I think he just lost the ball, but maybe the official saw something I didn't.
There was a little contact there, so maybe the official, in lieu of calling a foul, just called the ball out of bounds on Concordia. But it didn't look like Kamara got a piece of the ball at all.
And Steve Brody, the only Falcon player nearby, was behind Erdman when he made the play.
Stuck back into the game for MSOE. Slavinsky to bring the ball in. Now into Erdman, ball knocked away by Scholes. And it looked like at first they pointed at MSOE, but the ball they're going to say is to MSOE.
Falcons here try to reassert their dominance by adding a press here. Stuck is back on the floor, so Falcons want to create a turnover early, or at least upset the rhythm of MSOE so that Stuck does not get his looks.
Stuck had 13 early points. Ball almost taken away by Brody. Stuck now down the line, and a blocking foul called on Kamara as Stuck ran through him, and he will go to the line for 2.
Good hustle there by Kamara. He almost got to position in time, but he set himself a little on an angle there, and Stuck had the spot first.
Stick to the line, please.
The referees conversing about something with Connor Patterson. As Austin Stuck takes his first shot, it is up and it is good.
Austin Stuck has been the bane of the Falcons' existence this entire game here. He's the one player they don't want touching the ball. He just cannot seem to get enough of it today.
Stuck with 14 points thus far of the 28, and that is 15 of 29, as it is a 11-point lead for the Raiders. Bit of a zone press being employed here. Caulfield, now Brody. Brody backs it out and gives Kegley. Kegley looks inside. That's Caulfield. Now inside Kamara. Kamara looking to go up. Shot good and a foul!
Boubacar Kamara, one of the underrated players in this Falcons team, I would say here. That was an excellent post move he made right there. And he did everything right there. And finally the Falcons get to see the free throw line again.
Kamara just straight out hustling people. That's typically his MO on the season. Boubacar's first shot up, and it is no good. Rebound out to Stuck. 29-20. It's a 9-point lead for MSOE.
There's something to be said for hustle, Bill. Boubacar Kamara has been showing a lot of it this game. He's been showing it all year, which is why I think he's a little underrated in terms of where the Falcon fans' hearts.
Courting as the fans get into it here. Courting at 15, guarded by Kegley. Courting around the screen, up and good. No help defense there, and it's an 11-point lead again for MSOE.
Falcons need to stop making that mistake of allowing the screen to upset their help defense. It's been happening a little too much this half.
Kegley getting no such help. Now give Brody. Brody fires up a long 2. Good, nothing but net. His foot was on the line, and it's a 31-22 lead for the Raiders.
Falcons now hanging with MSOE, which they need to do here, but they need to get a few more stops. And once again, just keep Austin Stuck on that perimeter with a man on him.
Slavinsky outside to Erdman. Now Courting. Courting mishandles but gathers. Just inside 3 minutes here in the first half. Courting around the screen, gets some good help defense there though. Erdman now on the switch. He's guarded by Kegley. And they're going to stay there. Scholes and Kegley switch. Inside Slavinsky, easy deuce for Slavinsky as Kamara got beat. And it's an 11-point lead again for MSOE.
Kamara there got beat on the play. I don't think he thought Slavinsky was standing right behind him. He thought he had him covered.
Brody looking for some clear-out help. Brody fires up a long 3. No good. Rebound. Kegley brings it down. Looking to go inside, but bad pass by Kegley as 2 Raiders were in the way there, and it's picked off, and MSOE retains.
Kegley led Keith Caulfield a little too much into that play.
Courting around the screen. Just outside the 3-point line on the right side. Now Stuck. Stuck back to Courting. Courting knocks down Kegley. Courting step through, no good. Rebound outside and gathered by Brody.
Much better defense there by Concordia, helping after Kegley just kind of fell down after the contact. It wasn't foul-worthy contact. He just kind of fell.
Kegley around the pick. Gives Scholes. Scholes looking to go inside, but nothing there. Back to Kegley. 1:40 left in the first half. 11-point lead for MSOE. Kamara back to Kegley. Kegley sets up the offense. We got 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Now it's Brody, 10 on the shot clock. Here's Scholes, 7 on the shot clock. Caulfield still inside. Now gives Scholes a nice pass from Caulfield, and he missed it. Scholes missed it.
Beautiful move by Scholes, but he was out of position. He was underneath the glass, like literally right underneath the backboard. Once about half a step back, he would have been in the perfect spot. It was a really, really frustrating play to not see work.
Slavinsky outside Cording. Cording dribble drive up and good. Got the high one off the glass, and it's a 13-point lead for the Raiders. Timeout called by Concordia, and they just cannot stop this. The bench mob came out and gave a little bit of spark, but just defensively cannot stop the starting offense for MSOE.
Well, MSOE, this is a team that, in all honesty, doesn't look that threatening on paper. You read through it, this is a team, as I mentioned before, last year was MSOE's only year as a member of the Northern Athletics Conference where they didn't make the tournament. And they only have, I think they have one senior, and that's Victor Bandy. But every senior and junior on this very, very deep team has seen the Northern Athletics Conference tournament, has experience playing, and after a very, very harsh year of disappointment last year, they're fired up and add Austin Stuck to the mix. This is a team with a lot of weapons, a lot of players who can get to the basket, and so far they've just managed to out-hustle Concordia on their offensive end.
MSOE shooting right around 50% so far on the day. Concordia right around 30% so far as we get some unofficial statistics. And in the game that MSOE won, they split the season series. In the game that MSOE won, they shot 43% from the field, and they shot 30 of 37 from the line. In the game they lost to Concordia, they shot about 31%. So it is a pretty significant difference in MSOE right now, shooting right around 50%. So an obvious difference as MSOE has a 13-point lead with about a minute left in the first half.
We have to remember, though, Concordia is typically a team that comes really alive in the second half. So still 20 minutes of basketball to decide what happens here today.
Outside Kegley. Now it's Kamara. Kamara right over to Scholes. Scholes got it by Erdman. Scholes in the side. No good. Blocked. And the ball's out of bounds to MSOE.
Scholes is looking to get fouled there. Now, once again, one of those calls that go either way. I can't say the official was wrong, but it's a shame to see Mark Scholes' hustle come to absolutely not.
Stuck looking to get the ball into Erdman. Instead, he inbounds to Jerome Rhodes. Now back to Stuck. Stuck guarded by Brody. There's 39 seconds left in the first half. Concordia looking for a stop and a score. 22 on the shot clock. It's about an 11-second difference. Stuck outside, gets a pick from Singh. Loses the ball. Gets it back. 13 on the shot clock. Now to Erdman. Erdman guarded by Scholes, and Scholes gets right up in his grill. Scholes still guarding Erdman. Now outside, Rhodes, long shot. No good. Rebound. And the ball is stolen back by Erdman, and they're going to say a foul.
I believe it's on Singh. It looks like it's on Singh anyway.
So foul called on MSOE, and Concordia will go to the line for two. Excuse me, for a bonus shot. That was the 9th foul on MSOE.
I stand corrected. It was Erdman who was called for the foul. Both of them came down on top of Scholes as he was hustling for that rebound.
So Erdman picks up his second foul, so he and Bonde both with two. Scholes first is no good. Rebound to Rhodes. 10 seconds on the clock. Here comes Stuck. Stuck guarded by Brody. Stuck shot up, and it is no good. Rebound to Scholes. He pulls it down. 1 second left. Scholes doesn't get it off in time, and it'll be a 13-point lead as we go to half. MSOE with a 13-point lead, 35-22 over your Concordia Falcons. We'll take a break and be back with some statistics and storylines from the first half. You're watching Falcon basketball. Welcome back to the R. John Book Fieldhouse here at Concordia University, Wisconsin. We're at halftime. It's the quarterfinals of the Northern Athletic Conference Tournament, and Concordia is down 13 at the half to the MSOE Raiders. Nathan, as we go through some of the statistics for MSOE, we said that to limit the touches for Austin Stuck. They have. He's taken 8 shots, but he's made 6 of them.
Austin Stuck so far has been, we've discussed 3 factors before the game. 2 of them have come into play in a big way here. The first one is, of course, Austin Stuck. He's got 18 points. He's 4 for 5 from 3-point range. The kid just seems unstoppable. Hopefully the Falcons will watch him burn out in the second half, or just limit his touches a little bit more here, because right now he seems unstoppable. Another big factor here has been MSOE's defense has really just stymied the Falcons here. The Falcons shooting 32% from the floor, which is just not where you want to be, and a not very good 2 from 7 from the free throw line. The Falcons are going to understand this is going to be a physical game. You're going to get bumped around, knocked down. You got to fight through that, get to the basket, and get the fouls when you can. If you can't get the fouls, just get the basket. That's what's accounting right now. Concordia needs to get their offense ramped up and ramp through this MSOE defense.
So Concordia starting off the second half, some other telling stats, as Nathan mentioned, 2 of 7 from the first half and from the free throw stripe, good for 28%, and 11 points off of turnovers for MSOE. Concordia with 0 points off of turnovers so far today. MSOE will bring the ball in to start the second half, and it sounds like the biggest key for the second half, stopping Austin Stuck.
It can be done. They've shown they've had their share. Malcolm Bowers is already playing them super close on this possession.
Courting, top of the key. Give now Erdman on the left. Erdman inside, give back Bonde, long 3, got it, nothing but net for Victor Bonde, and it's 38-22 MSOE.
That was not the way the Falcons wanted this to start off there. Manny's been kind of quiet here today. That's his first points of the game. But once again, MSOE has enough little tools to go along with Austin Stuck.
Donaldson at 15, back to Bowers. Bowers looking the ball inside, no good. Rebound to Stuck, ball tipped out of bounds. It will stay with Concordia.
Good move there by Malcolm Bowers. He just couldn't seem to fight through there. Good defense by Stuck. Concordia needs to score now and establish some kind of offensive rhythm here. Offense is what's going to pull them back in this game. Defense is doing all right, but they need offense.
Up, no good for Zielinski. Zielinski up again, no good. Rebound tipped down by Bonde and into the hands of Austin Stuck. MSOE controls.
It's telling that Donaldson, Jackson, and Zielinski have not scored yet.
That 3 for Bonde on the last offensive possession was the first taken by an MSOE Raider outside of Stuck. Bonde inside. Now Urban fires up another 3. No good. Rebound to Pace. And back comes Concordia.
Looks like MSOE is going to try to take a few 3-pointers here, see if they can make the lead even bigger.
Jackson looking to go inside. Might have traveled, and they're going to say a foul call on Bonde.
The right call. That is 100% the right call. Bonde was like Band-Aid's apologizing to the official for a near outburst there.
Bonde, when he picked up a second foul, had a little bit of a tantrum, and that was semi-major. He has to watch himself. Bonde now has 3 fouls, and they leave him in. Pace, top of the key, guarded by Erdman. Give Jackson. Jackson inside Zielinski. Zielinski fighting around Singh. No good. Rebound to MSOE.
Zielinski needs to really find his stroke there. He just seems off today. I mean, he has not hit a basket yet. And Singh is a pretty imposing presence in the paint, but I'm not sure that the match is that even.
In the last game against MSOE, Zielinski, the big man for Concordia, only had 8 points. Here comes Stuck down the lane, ball tipped, blocked by Zielinski, but he makes his impression there. Up ahead, here's Jackson. Jackson going up, got a foul.
Herman can't believe it, but there was contact there. And MSOE making a few mistakes here that they should not be making. They want to stay dominant in this game because 2 fouls in less than 2.5 minutes.
Erdman's 3rd foul.
If they're not careful, they're going to have some of their starters and impact players on the bench for the rest of the game.
Herdman coming out of the game. Watton coming in for him. Jackson's shot from the free throw line is extra. Is up and good. 38-25, Concordia down 13.
Jackson scoring his first points of the game there and an excellent hustle play. Concordia needs contributions from both him and Zielinski down the line.
Courting between the circles. Guarded by Donaldson. Ball knocked away by Bowers. Ball knocked off of Courting and out of bounds.
I'm surprised they didn't call Courting for the foul there. Malcolm Bowers, like Steve Brody before him, playing a defense on Austin Stuck. He has his hand stuck in his pocket.
If anything, that was a foul. That was a clear foul. It was right in front of us on the sideline.
Must have been one of those plays where they wanted to make up for it in some way.
Zielinski outside top, way out of his shooting range. Now give Donaldson. Now to Jackson. Step back three, Brian Jackson. No good. Rebound. Knocked out, and who will that go to?
Oh, words.
That goes to MSOE, and some words now between Courting and Bowers.
I don't want to sound like a homer, but it looks like Courting started it. Bowers was walking away, but Courting opened his mouth. And Bowers turned around to say something back. Tensions are running high here at the Book.
Bonde coming out of the game for MSOE, and Slavinsky into the game for the Raiders. They're looking to get a reset. Coach Cassidy, as the referee cuts him off. Outside, that's the Bowers. Bowers almost lets that go over half court. Now it's Donaldson. The students now into it after that verbal exchange right in front of their student section. Donaldson down the line. Now give outside Bowers. No good. Rebound. Tipped up by Zielinski. Into his hands. Ball knocked out of his hands. Now it's Pace. Pace up. And good. Mark Pace got it. And it's 38-27 MSOE.
Tensions are riding high, and both these teams playing very physical now.
Bowers went for the steal. Back up. Now up it comes. Stuck. Now outside. Long three. Watton. No good. Rebound to Concordia. He's got Pace open on the floor, but Bowers keeps it. Up ahead. Bowers looking to fight his way through, and it's a jump ball. Ball goes to Concordia.
The heat on this court is intense here. Both these teams extremely fired up, extremely angry at the officials right now.
Bowers takes the inbound. Now give Pace. Pace driving baseline. Pace up. And good! Mark Pace got it.
Mark Pace getting hot just when the Falcons need him to, and MSOE is going to take a timeout.
Full timeout called by the Raiders. Bonde getting ready to come back in. And Concordia, after being down 16 with a 7-0 run, has cut the lead to 9. Well, you called that one in the first half, Nathan. You said Concordia is a second half team after they make the adjustments. And so far, they've played much better in the second half and playing with a bit more of a chip on their shoulders as well.
It's very, very true here. You've noticed there, Malcolm Bowers is playing even tougher at Austin Stuck than he was previously, and Mark Pace coming alive when he needed him to. It is very critical first half of the second half to get the Falcons the spark they need. They still need Zielinski to hammer his way in there. And MSOE doing themselves a disservice by getting into foul trouble early with two of their key players.
Looks like Slavinsky at the end of the bench for MSOE. Bob Slavinsky getting some help from one of the trainers on the team, so we'll monitor that and see what happens out of that for the rest of the game. He's been a key cog defensively for the Raiders underneath against Brian Zielinski. Zielinski getting some extra help from the coaches on the sideline for Concordia.
Coach Sean Castor earlier in that confrontation between Bowers and Courting was imploring the refs and not letting any player talk trash out there in the court, because that could have gotten ugly. The officials not gotten in between there. I'm still insisting that Courting started it, but Bowers should not have turned around and indulged him. But the tensions are running high on the hardwood.
Courting gets the ball. It's a man-on-man full court press for Concordia. Courting almost fouled by Jackson. Now across half court. Guarded by Bowers. Courting dipping into Bowers a little bit, and a foul called on Malcolm Bowers as he and Courting are getting chippier and chippier as this game goes on.
Key key switch here. Brian Donaldson now has the duty of guarding the seemingly unstoppable Stuck. Wonder if Sean Cassidy is switching to the fender occasionally just to keep Stuck off his toes.
Donaldson tried switching back with Bowers, and Bowers would have none of it. He wants Sean Cording, and he's got him right now. Singh. Now back to Cording. Cording looking to go inside, but nothing there. Now Cording dribbles at 15. Cording still worked on by Bowers. Now give back Stuck. 13 on the shot clock. Stuck dribbles back out. Stuck gets a pick left. Going back to his right, he denies it. Stuck might have traveled, but he did.
He traveled. Stuck looking for the pass there, but the ball been tipped. Excellent help defense there by the Falcons. And Stuck took that extra step as he tried to regain his balance. The Falcons are playing an even tighter man-to-man. I didn't even know that was possible.
Donaldson across midcourt. Give to Jackson. Jackson now Zielinski. Zielinski's man way off of him. Back to Donaldson. Donaldson top of the key. Thought about going inside. Passed it up. Pace now outside right. Pace dribbles at 15. Pace step back three-pointer. Mark Pace no good. Rebound to MSOE as Jackson was cleared out. Cording. Worked on by Bowers. Across midcourt. Give back Singh. Singh. Now to Patterson. Excuse me, that's Watton. Watton inside Stuck. Stuck at 15. Gets Pace in the air. Stuck shot up, no good, but a foul.
That was the right call. Stuck. Good ball fake. Had Pace up in the air. Pace determined to try to stop the play no matter what. Picked up the foul.
Pace's first foul. Team's second foul so far this half. Concordia down 9 with 15 minutes left in the game. First shot for Stuck is up and good.
It's worth noting here that is Stuck's first points of the second half. The Falcons have been preying on him and keeping the ball out of his hands and pressuring him every time he does have it in his hands.
Al Caulfield onto the floor for the first time today. So far for Concordia, he checks in for Bowers, who I think needs to release some steam on the sideline. Second shot for Stuck, no good. Rebound to Zielinski. Here comes Pace. Concordia down 10, ball out of his hand and right into MSOE's. Up ahead, Stuck. Up and under, Zielinski, up and good.
Stuck's getting his groove back here. Falcons need to not let him get too many of those opportunities. Getting the steal has so far been the only way he's been able to get it.
21 of 41 points. Zielinski up and good. Zielinski got some position on Patterson, and that is no contest.
If Zielinski can get inside here with the absence of Singh, he can go on a run here. He can narrow this gap a little bit more.
Bonda doesn't want any part of Zielinski either. And Bonda's probably the biggest player on the court right now. Inside, that's Patterson, worked on by Zielinski. Now back outside, that's Watton. Watton on the baseline. Watton looking to go. He stepped on the line. Ball back to Concordia.
MSOE here has been sputtering a little bit to open up the first half. They still have the lead, sure. But they've only scored 6 points, and there's only almost been 6 minutes passing in this contest. You have to give the Falcons credit here. I didn't think their man-to-man could get any tighter than it's already been.
Brody into the game for Pace as he sits down. Casey Kegley also in the game for Donaldson. Kegley guarded by Wilson. Zielinski at top of the key. Give Brody. Brody looking to go inside. Now to Jackson. Wide open three. No good. Rebound fought for by Patterson, and Zielinski's over his back.
Patterson doing the right thing. He grabbed the rebound and cradled it inside. Zielinski had a hand on it, and his hand was dragged into the mix. That was a reach-in foul.
Zielinski's second foul. Concordia down 10 with 14 left in the game. Patterson into Bonde. Bonde give Wilson. Wilson looking to go into the trap. 28 on the shot clock. They got the ball across, and they do to Erdman. Erdman fighting for it. Ball stolen away by Kegley. Up comes Casey Kegley. Kegley inside Zielinski. Up, no good. Jackson wide open, got it. On the rebound, Brian Jackson makes it an 8-point game.
Every single player went after Steve Zielinski when he went up there. They forgot about Brian Jackson. He had a wide open rebound and a wide open layup. And the Falcons are finally back within double digits.
Bonde into Erdman. Erdman guarded by Kegley, quickly up ahead, Wilson. Wilson, ball off of Wilson and gathered by Caulfield. Another turnover. Here comes Caulfield. Casey Kegley. Back outside, that's Brody. Brody on the baseline, working outside Caulfield. Had nowhere to go with it. Now Brody's open three-pointer, no good. Rebound long, gathered by Zielinski. Outside, Caulfield open three, no good. Rebound outside is Jackson. Jackson gets another rebound. Up, no good, he got blocked. Now outside to Caulfield. Caulfield, long three-pointer for Brody, got it.
The Falcons wanted to make a statement with that one, and they put Steve Brody in for that very purpose. He could shoot the three when he's hot, and now it's a 5-point game. And the Falcons wanted to make a statement on offense, and they did, and MSOE calls that timeout.
Nothing says statement like 4 offensive rebounds on one possession.
Falcons wanting to remind MSOE that they're still here, and they have, and MSOE is playing confused now, and they're outside their comfort zone. Austin Stuck has been reduced to 5 points, which is actually not that many considering how many he had last half. And MSOE are getting a taste of their own medicine. Concordia's playing physical. They're avoiding the fouls as best they can, getting steals and moving the ball. And MSOE takes a much-needed timeout as their double-digit lead went bye-bye a long time ago.
Every jump shot now taken. The fans are finally into this basketball game as Concordia has probably playing with a desperation we haven't seen so far today. The Falcons finally with a sense of urgency, and every shot they took on that last possession, the entire crowd was up waiting for that ball to go in, and finally Steve Brody got a long three-pointer, nothing but net out to the 4th offensive rebound.
Ball maintained. That was the play the Falcons needed. The Falcons needed a big play. They tried several times, just couldn't seem to get it. But finally, Brody found his spot, and an excellent play by the post players, Jackson, Zielinski in the middle to keep that play alive, has really fired up this crowd. And this positive energy out there is what's going to carry the Falcons over the limit if they can make it that far. It's a 5-point game. It has been as much as 15, and now it's a 5-point game with 13 minutes left. A lot of time left in this basketball game.
The crowd is up and into it now. 41-36 MSOE leads. They had a 16-point lead earlier in the half. Courting across midcourt, guarded by Kegley. The bench mob has brought Concordia back. Kegley keeps up the D. Now Bonde at the top of the key. Looking to go inside to Stuck. Stuck might have walked with the ball. Stuck up and no good. Rebound, fought for, and who's got it down there? That's Caulfield. Caulfield to his brother Keith. And Concordia retains.
Excellent defensive stop there. Falcons fans wanted to travel on Stuck, but the ball was bobbled because of the Concordia defense, managing to spoil his handle.
Caulfield wide open three. No good.
Concordia shooting a three not because they need to, because they want to fire up this crowd as much as possible with every big play they can get. It's the reason Zielinski's still in there, so he can get the block shot to also fire up the crowd on the defensive end.
Playing for any spark they can. Courting down the lane. Blocked by Zielinski.
See what I'm talking about?
Bonde wide open three. Good, and he got fouled.
That was a very silly foul by Keith. Caulfield got a little too anxious there on that shot.
Caulfield got right into Victor Bonde. It's a three-pointer that counts, and Bonde's going to go to the line to try to make it a 4-point play.
Bonde showing his outside shooting prowess here today.
The senior from Madrid. His bonus shot is good. 45-36. MSOE back to a 9-point lead. Bonde with a 4-point play. We've got 12 minutes left in this ball game. Brody. Now it's Kegley. Around the wheels. Kegley outside left, looking for Brody. Now thought about shooting it. Now he gets to Brody. Brody turnaround jump shot. No good. Rebound. Tipped up. Caulfield. No. Kegley got it to go. 2 more offensive rebounds.
The sheer gutsiness of Concordia on their own offensive boards has been astounding so far, and it's one of the many reasons they've clawed their way back into this basketball game.
Erdman gets a double team. Through to Courting. Courting might have carried the ball. Courting now guarded by Caulfield, and Brody's trying for a steal. Now it's Stuck along the baseline. Stuck throws outside. Erdman inside. Working, and he traveled.
Stuttered step coming down. They're going to call that every time.
That might not be a block for Steve Zielinski, but you can attribute that turnover to Steve Zielinski right there.
Steve Zielinski coming out here for a rest here, but he was essential when the few starters left on the floor because his defensive prowess was necessary to help the Falcons energize themselves on the offensive end, and he will be back here in the next couple of minutes down the stretch.
It's got to be a quick breather for Zielinski because he's been sparking this defense for Concordia. Jackson. Now Brody back to Jackson. Jackson working inside. Shot no good. Threw that one up. And that was a forced shot by Jackson.
Good rebound there by Singh, who managed to beat Keith Caulfield.
Bonde carried the ball.
That's a carry. MSOE's frustration starting to show here. They were in control of this basketball game coming into the half, and now it's anyone's basketball game, and they are not liking it.
We're almost halfway through the second half. Concordia has knocked a 16-point lead down to 7. 16-point deficit, excuse me. Kegley outside. That's Caulfield. Caulfield working his way around. That's Jackson now with the ball at the top of the key. Now back Kegley. Kegley into Al Caulfield. Right back to Kegley. Kegley goes around the screen. Ball tipped up in the air and got it gathered by Courting, and it's right to Bonde, and it's a foul on Al Caulfield.
It's a good call to make. Good defensive play there by Courting, who's showing his frustration at the amount of physical contact he's taken. We saw him have words with Malcolm Bowers earlier, and that's another foul by Keith Caulfield that he really just did not have to make.
That was my fault. Sometimes you get the Caulfields mixed up. That was Keith Caulfield with that foul. Too many brothers on this team, I think.
There's two sets of brothers on this team here. The Caulfields are the ones that see the most time together.
Pace got a shot right to the neck from Bonde. They bring the ball across half court. Pace is still trying to come up the floor. Inside Bonde. Now it's a 5-on-5. Bonde goes up. He missed that one. And the ball goes back to Kegley. You wonder if they're going to call a quick timeout here because Pace is really hurt.
Pace trying to fight through it here. They gave him a rest because they need his scoring prowess down this stretch.
It's Jackson. Jackson, long three, off the backboard, no good. Rebound, Jackson pulls it down and got it.
Brian Jackson puts the crowd on his feet with another heroic play there. And Brian Jackson, one of the many reasons Concordia is energized and fighting back.
Stuck across midcourt at 15. Throw the ball away. Back to Concordia.
MSOE getting disorganized here down the stretch. I've mentioned it before. I mentioned it all season. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And Concordia is trying to run a marathon.
Not a bad pass by Stuck there, but Watton could not handle it. Pace still on the floor.
Falcons have a chance to cut it to 3 for the first time, and I can't remember how long.
Falcons have never led today. Pace with the ball outside right, guarded by Stuck. Now inside. That's Caulfield. Back outside Kegley. Kegley, long three on the way. Good!
It's a 2-point game now, and the Falcons have all the momentum on their side.
Ball almost all the way to foul on Caulfield.
Keith Caulfield's been his aggressive play has helped, but that is his third foul, and the Falcons need to be careful. They're going to put MSOE here in the bonus in just one foul.
MSOE will shoot the rest of the way on the fouls. Courting back into the game. Patterson checking into the game as Caulfield checks out, and Kamara into the game for him.
Falcons with all the momentum here. Their defense has been impeccable down this stretch. They need to keep it up.
Bonde to bring the ball in. Into Courting. Guarded closely by Kegley. Now they have to play defense without fouling. 9 minutes left in this basketball game. Concordia is down 2. They were down as many as 16. Patterson. Outside. Courting. Off of a screen. Gets Kamara on the switch. Courting down the lane. Now to Watton. Watton looking. Might have traveled with the ball. No call. Bonde. 9 seconds left. Gives the ball to Courting to set the offense. Courting around a screen. Working to go inside. Bonde. Long three on the way. No good. Rebound to Pace. Concordia has a chance to tie.
Falcons with all the momentum still. I mentioned it before. Now see what the Falcons have up their sleeve. The tie or take the lead.
Jackson was ready to shoot. Lost the ball. Down goes back. Baseline jump shot. No good. Rebound to Bonde. Ooh. And Bonde bumps Kegley on the way through looking for a foul. That could have been an offensive foul.
That looked a little bit spiteful. I think he was trying to send a message there.
Courting is fouled by Kegley, and it's getting a little out of hand here for Casey Kegley.
Kegley there, good aggressive foul. Falcons so far keeping their, I will call their aggression at the physical contact in check as best he can.
If anyone can keep the aggression in check, you'd think it'd be the theological studies major, Casey Kegley.
Well, I can understand his frustration. Victor Bandy stuck his hip into him after the rebound when he really didn't have to. Kegley wasn't even going for the ball on that end.
Courting a solid free throw shooter on the year of 77%. The Raiders have a 2-point lead with 8:20 left. His first is up and good. Nothing but net for John Courting.
John Cording, another one of the players whose frustrations are running high, and I understand it a little bit. They said both these teams on fire emotionally, and the tension is so thick right now you could cut it with a knife.
The students are up. Cording second. He's getting ready for the junior from Menominee Falls. Second shot is up and good. Well, almost stolen away by Bonde, and he wasn't even looking for it. Jackson across midcourt, back to Kegley. Now Pace. Now Brody. Brody at the baseline. Give back. Jackson quickly to Pace. Pace at the top of the key, looking for a pick from Kamara. Pace gets it. Pace, long three, no good. Rebound to MSOE, and Patterson brings that down. You got to think about getting Zielinski back in this basketball game.
It's definitely coming to be that time there. Zielinski got a bit of a rest here. He probably get in there on the 6-minute mark.
Donaldson outside. That's Watton, wide open three, and he got it. 7-point lead for MSOE. Brody's wide open for three on the other end. Good, Steve Brody. And it's back to a 4-point game.
Falcons answer right back. And Zielinski is coming back in with 7.5 minutes left.
The ball got away, so the clock has to stop, and the Falcons can substitute. Donaldson back into the game as well as Zielinski. So Bauer's still out. Brody's still in for some firepower on the offensive end.
Brody's been having a great game here today. He's found his stroke on the 3-point. It's his specialty. When he gets hot, he's hot.
4-point lead right down the lane. Urban got it up and good. He beat Donaldson, and it's a 6-point lead for MSOE.
Surprising how tired these teams have to be at this point. The amount of sheer hustle has been going on out there. Jackson
back to Donaldson. Looks for pace, nothing there. Jackson looking to go left. Still looking to go left. Now he's got nowhere to go. And now outside to Brody. Brody back to Donaldson. 16 on the shot clock. Donaldson has set the offense. Looking for a screen left. Gets it, but gives back to Brody. 10 on the shot clock. They got to get something going here. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Brody down the lane. Outside. Jackson, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Steve Brody.
Victor Bande, the senior out of Madrid, set himself perfectly. He caught Steve Brody unawares, getting himself in position there.
Brody not happy about that call. 6-point lead for the Raiders. Into Cording. Cording has beaten Concordia with his quickness so far today. Donaldson peels off. Cording at the top of the key, now going inside. Cording at 15 feet, back to Bonde. Now it's over to Erdman. Erdman inside, up, and blocked by Pace. Ball tipped around, and Pace recovers.
Falcons defense still doing an impeccable job this half.
Jackson, back to Pace. Pace, outside to Donaldson. And a foul called on Patterson inside as Zielinski will head position.
Anybody can't blame Patterson as Zielinski is a hard man to dislodge once he plants his feet. Falcons need to get MSOE to foul a little more so they have equal rights at the foul line.
Looking for the double screen now outside to Jackson. Jackson, give Pace. Pace right around the screen, up, and no good. Jackson, Pace got his own rebound. Shot, no good, but a foul. Patterson picks up his second.
Mark Pace will not be denied here. He's playing perhaps the hardest game he's played in a long time. Attacking the basket and literally being the heart and soul of this team right now.
You can sense how much the seniors for Concordia want this game as the play has definitely stepped up in this second half. It's a 6-point lead for MSOE. It was 16. Pace's first is up and good. 52-47. Pace brings it to 5. Concordia has never led.
They've been as close as 2 here, and Mark Pace here, a big reason for that.
Second for Pace is up and good.
Mark Pace needs to attack the basket a little bit more because he is a team that has had trouble free throw shooting. Mark Pace's conduct at the free throw line has been impeccable.
Bowers tried getting in but couldn't get there in time. Stuck in the game for Watton. 6 minutes left in this ball game, and it's a 4-point lead for the Raiders. Cording will go at Donaldson. Now outside Bonde. Now it's Erdman. Erdman driving against Pace. Erdman stops at the block, now goes outside, stuck, fires up a 3, no good, long. Rebound to Jackson. Back comes Concordia. Outside, Brody, long 3, long, and it is a tipped out. Nice play by Zielinski, and Brody collects.
Falcons here so far still with all the momentum here. MSOE just trying to keep them on.
Right down the lane, Jackson up and good!
And the Falcons are within 2 yet again here, and all the momentum and all the energy on their side with 5.5 minutes left to play.
You could tell Donaldson wanted that one. Courting now, ball just across half court. It's a 2-point lead for MSOE. Courting around a screen, working left. They're looking to get Zielinski out of the paint. Stuck into the paint. Now it's Patterson, long shot blocked by Zielinski.
Chance to tie or take the lead right here for the Falcons.
Zielinski wanted that pass as he ran the floor. Outside, now they're going into Zielinski on the lob pass. Zielinski working around, shot up and good! He got it to roll in and it's a tie ball game.
I mentioned before that Zielinski, Jackson, and Donaldson did not score in the first half. Now they have all scored and we are tied.
With Singh out of the game, Zielinski has a sizable advantage inside. Singh will check back in as he shoos Patterson to the bench. It is tied at 52. We have 4:35 left in the ballgame, and this is an abrupt turnaround in playing style from the first half.
Well, the Falcons, as I said, tighten up the man-to-man even more. They found some confidence. The players who hadn't stepped up before have stepped up. Steve Zielinski and Mark Pace so far, and Brian Jackson too, heroes of the day the way they have played in the second half. And I see that MSOE is bringing Singh back in here because Singh has so far been the only player on this team who's managed to play consistently with Zielinski. Because Steve Zielinski has not had that many points this game, but defensively and on the rebound, he's been nigh unstoppable.
Singh is a wider body than Patterson. Patterson has a little bit more size than Singh height-wise, but Singh, a wider body on the inside, can cover Donaldson a little bit better as Singh goes 6'6", 230, and the center for Concordia, Steve Zielinski, goes 6'9", 230. So they can cover a little bit easier on the inside with Singh in the basketball game.
Tie ball game with 4.5 minutes left. It's anybody's ball game here. Falcons need to play as perfect of basketball as they've played all season.
4 minutes left in the game, 4.5 left, and we reset. MSOE with the ball. That's Courting at the top of the key, guarded by Donaldson. Only advantage right now is that MSOE shoots the rest of the way on any foul. Courting wide open for three as Donaldson went underneath. No good. Rebound to Zielinski.
That was the chance to take a first lead of the game here.
Donaldson looking to go inside, fights off Courting, and he is upset. Now around a screen. Donaldson working his way down the lane. Good!
Ryan Donaldson wanted his chance to beat John Courting on the offensive end because of the way Courting was playing him, and he got his chance. That's why he waved everyone off and waited for the screen. He wanted to beat John Courting, and he gives the Falcons their first lead of this basketball game.
Both guards going around the screen, and their defenders have gone underneath them, and that left Donaldson wide open. Stuck, guarded by Bowers, and guarded right in his pocket. Stuck goes underneath, now back at the Courting. Now to Bonde, long three on the way, blocked by Jackson. Jackson tipped it. Here comes Bowers. Bowers around the man, and good. It's a 4-point lead for Concordia.
It's a whole new ball game now, Bill, and the Falcons have got this crowd on their feet and loud.
Bonde, the student section is finally into it. Gives Stuck on the baseline. Stuck goes up, got it to go.
Stuck has only scored 5 points this half. He's still a threat out there. We're still a 2-point game.
Stuck at nearly half of the points that MSOE has scored. Concordia leads by 2. Their largest lead is 4, and they had that about 5 seconds ago. Zielinski outside to Donaldson. Donaldson around the screen. Now Jackson thought about a three, passed it up. Jackson at 15, still going inside. Ball knocked away by Stuck, but it's a foul on Courting.
Falcons do what they need to do here. They need to draw out just 3 more fouls to get to that free throw line to finish out this game. They should have. I really wish they would have been doing it a little bit more earlier, but they're attacking the basket and letting MSOE make their own mistakes. Excuse me, 2 more fouls. That was the 5th team foul.
Looking to go around. Same out of bounds play they've been running. Outside to Jackson. Jackson, fresh 35. Now Pace. Pace thought about a three. Passed it up. Looking to go inside to the big man. Give to Jackson. Jackson will fire up a three. Good, Brian Jackson! 5-point lead for the Falcons.
Brian Jackson having the game of his career. He's got 10 points now with that three. And he is one of the part of that senior trifecta. Quadfecta, if you could, Brian Donaldson has pushed the Falcons over into the lead.
Ball is knocked away, but they're going to call a foul on Donaldson. And Cording is slow to get up.
I see why they called that Donaldson because of the way Cording went down there. But Cording may have pushed off there. That's a foul that could have gone either way.
Cording checking his hip for some scrapes because he got some floor burn on that one.
I'm going to trust the officials' side. And because that was one of those fouls that could go either way. Both those players were in the wrong. Donaldson draws the short straw. And Cording, you have to admit, has played an excellent game here so far. His hustle has been essential to MSOE staying in this ball game.
Cording playing very effectively at point for MSOE. First is up and good. 59-55, Concordia leads.
MSOE's frustration's clear. They led by as much as 16. Now they're down by 4. This is a team that has literally had the enthusiasm almost beaten out of them.
Second shot is up and no good off the front of the rim. Donaldson collects. 2 minutes left in the ball game. Here's Bowers. Give Jackson wide open 3, top of the key, no good. Rebound to Bowers. He got it going up and he lost the ball.
2 minutes left here. You want to take a smarter shot. Jackson was trying to slam the door shut there, but you got time to give here. Waste some time off that shot clock first.
Bonde guarded by Jackson, going down the baseline. Right down the baseline, shot blocked, but a foul.
Foul there on Bowers was on the body, not the shot. He went up, their bodies collided as he got the block. He was just a few inches farther back, he would have been clean.
Minute 43 left, it's a 4-point game. Quarterfinals of the Northern Athletic Conference Tournament. The 4 versus 5 matchup, Concordia the 4 seed, the Raiders of MSOE the 5 seed. First shot is up and good. Oh boy, that rattled in and out and back in.
I said the tension was thick enough to be cut with a knife here earlier, Bill. I think now you have to cut it with a chainsaw, as both sets of fans here are fired up, with the Concordia faithful are on their feet and as energized as I've ever seen them.
Bonde's second shot is long, no good. Rebound Jackson. It's still a 3-point game.
Concordia needs to take a lot of time off the clock before they go for a very smart shot. That'll make this a 2-3 possession ball game if they can get 2 points out of this.
Donaldson calling out the offense and a timeout called by Coach Cassidy. Minute 28 left, Concordia up 3, and Concordia, if you're just joining us, was down 16 early in the second half and have scraped their way back into this basketball game. A lot of tough defense, and so it's a much improved shooting down the stretch here.
That's very, very true. The Falcons totally changed everything up here in the second half. They're shooting about 40%.
Concordia.
Part of it was Mark Pace in double digits. Brian Jackson now with 10 points. Casey Kegley surprising everyone with 11. Steve Brody, you can't ignore the way he played. Austin stuck straight up and hit some 3-pointers to get this game energized, but a big deal here right now is those 3-pointers the Falcons have been hitting. They've hit 5 all game, and that has been a big difference here.
Concordia scraping their way back into this game after, we said, being down 16 at one point at the half. Concordia at the half was 2 of 9 from the 3-point line, so some much better shooting from 3 and getting into the lane, getting a lot of offensive rebounds as well. The Falcons 20 offensive rebounds unofficially so far today.
Well, a big part of this now is being shown to us here is that MSOE has been having all their second opportunities completely denied. I mean, they're doing fine in the defensive end here, but they're not doing well enough. At 20 offensive boards for Concordia, that's 20 second opportunities that they've gotten, and they have made the best of it. And that's a big reason they've clawed their way back here. And now in control of this basketball game with 21 seconds. Sean Cassidy calling a timeout because he wants to make sure his team does not waste this possession and gets 2 points out to make it a 3-possession game.
One of those turnaround possessions was the 4 offensive rebound possession that Concordia had earlier in the second half. Donaldson with a minute 20 left. Give the ball to Bowers. 3-point lead for Concordia. 8 on the shot clock. Here's Jackson. Jackson fires up a long 3. No good. Rebound. Zielinski got it. Ball knocked out of his hands. He recollects. Ball knocked into the air and gathered by Jackson. Jackson inside. Bowers up. No, he got fouled. He fouled, but he passed it. So the ball will go underneath.
I'm surprised Concordia didn't go into a stall offense, considering that they got a fresh 35 out of that, but they insisted on attacking the basket. And it's going to be an out-of-bounds pass. inbound pass because Bowers was trying to pass in the middle of the air, but they get the ball in. They have a fresh 35 because of the foul.
Zielinski outside now. That's Donaldson, now to Bowers. 1 minute left. 3-point lead for Concordia, and MSOE will dig down. MSOE into the straight man defense. 23 on the shot clock, 50 on the game clock. That's Jackson at 25 feet. Give back to Donaldson, who hasn't really left midcourt since this possession started. 12 on the shot clock, 40 on the game clock. Donaldson between the circles, give Jackson. Jackson working his way inside. Jackson, ball blocked. Into Zielinski's hands and good! And he got a foul!
Zielinski may have just nailed the coffin shut right there. Even if the Falcons missed, the MSOE would have one possession. The best they could do with down by 3 was tie it. And Zielinski gets the and one. It's a 5-point game. MSOE has 35 seconds to play perfect basketball because their options have been winnowed down.
Pace and Bowers finally go to the paint to try to rebound here. Zielinski, the big man, for his first free throw attempt of the day. Shot is up, and it is good. Steve Zielinski, nothing but net, and it's a 6-point lead for Concordia. Courting gathers around midcourt. 32 seconds left. Courting looking to get the ball to Stuck, nothing there. Singh's gonna fire up a long 3. No good. Rebound long, and it's to Bowers, and he got fouled by Singh.
Zielinski threw down Victor Bandy because Victor Bandy grabbed him around the waist, and he wants to start something now. Courting holding him back.
Victor Bandy is having some words with the referee. Pretty much anybody that listens to him, Victor Bandy is talking to right now.
You may have even missed it on the camera there, but Victor Bandy had his arm around Zielinski's waist. Zielinski actually put him on the floor.
So actually it was...
The foul, actually, I think the foul was against Singh.
The foul is on Singh, but they're putting Zielinski on the line. That would have been Bowers that should be going to the line right now.
It's a very confusing play here. I'm surprised the officials are keeping heads and tails of it.
Zielinski shot, nothing but net for the big man from Brown Deer. And it's a 3-possession game with 25 seconds left.
Unless a miracle happens, I believe the Falcons may have done it here. Let's keep our fingers crossed. 25 seconds, a lot can happen, but the Falcons have all the advantages right now with this free throw.
Zielinski. Second is good. Nothing but net again for the big man. 3 big free throws down the stretch. 23 seconds left. Here comes Courting.
The 3-point line.
Courting fires up a 3. No good. Rebound to Watton. Watton dribbling the ball outside for a 3-pointer. That is up, and that is an air ball. Zielinski fires the ball back to midcourt. 10 seconds left. Stuck from 25 feet. No good. Rebound to Donaldson. Up ahead. That's Pace. Pace is going to take it easy. Dunk it home, and that'll do it.
And the Falcons are up in double digits.
The Falcons turn the second half around by 22 points. And a half quarter for Stuck at the buzzer is no good. It's a 10-point victory for Concordia. And there won't be a lot of hearty handshakes in this lineup, but a Concordia victory nonetheless by 10.
And Bill, I cannot understate the intensity of both these teams. Was phenomenal. This is an incredibly fun game to watch here. But you have to give credit to the 4 seniors who start. Brian Donaldson, Steve Zielinski, especially in the defensive end, Brian Jackson for the amount of hustle he put in there, and Mark Pace for just the way he played. This was not a game where one player made the difference. This is a game where several players made the difference. This is as complete a team victory we have seen by Concordia ever, coming back from as much as 16 to win by 10, and they are going to the semifinals of the Northern Athletics Conference Tournament.
Concordia moves on to the semifinals. They will face, they probably will be facing the number 1 seed, Lakeland, unless Lakeland is upset. And Lakeland is up 9, as we just got that from our PA guy downstairs. Concordia wins by 10 in one of the hardest fought games you will see so far in the season. They win by 10. We're going to take a break. We'll be back, though, for the second game of this doubleheader. That doubleheader, though, will be at 7 o'clock. So the second game, the women's game against Rockford, will take off at 7. That's when the tip is. We'll be back at about 6:50 for some pregame, some recap of this game, and then moving it forward. For Nathan Kerner, I'm Bill Miller. We'll be back. You're watching Falcon Basketball.